welcome back. My name's Phaedra and this is our home, and this is where we grow our flowers and vegetables. The paddocks to the right of our growing space, we need to burn them all down to prepare for fire season, and I'm going to walk you through what that looks like in this video. We need to burn all this off today, and our neighbour Pat has come to help us because he's got a firefighting pump. From our last effort, we obviously need a firefighting pump. Thanks, Pat.
No worries. And thank you for that dahlia. It's the roses.
He's got his dahlia bag there. The reason you can't hear an engine on his mower is because it's an electric mower and he zips around in it. The trailer's really loud, but because it's rickety, but if he is zipping around the place, we don't hear him coming, and sometimes he just kind of pops up because you can't hear it. You can hear kind of like a whizzing sound, but if you're listening to something or a podcast or something, you can't hear him at all. What do you think, husband pie?
Yeah, it's good.
Cool. Are you feeling confident?
Get rid of this, eh?
Only bugger is it's a little bit breezy today. Oh, look how pretty that is. I mean, I'm just expecting angels to come down. They didn't. I'll go up the hill a bit. So this is the area that caught fire. Well, we lit it on fire, but it got away on us. So it was all the way up into there, and you can see that the grass has grown back. It's a bit black underneath, but it looks so much better. The plan this time is Moroni's going to build a break in behind there, because there's a little section over in that paddock that's pretty isolated, and then we want to isolate this section, put a break, and then this is the most difficult section over here near the trees. We're hoping to either start it from the edge, so push it this way, or to put a break in between the trees, but that's why we've got the pump, firefighting pump. Here comes Pat. You can see him whizzing. Look how fast this thing goes. You see that little yellow, look at that. It's like floating like Voldemort. Morning. Moroni's set me up the flamethrower, so we're going to give it a go. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Thanks, husband pie. Well, we try it here because then it can't catch on fire. Well, I really don't know if that's true. This is what it looks like now. We'll see. It's pretty weedy. It's pretty weedy. Ooh, I can hear it. It's scary. Oh my god. I don't know, but I feel like you need a bit more power coming out of it. Oh, whoa. You're burning your feet. So the only thing I want to say is it is very effective.
But it's green.
Most of those weeds aren't coming back though. This works. It's going to be really good. It's slower obviously than using Roundup, but we don't use Roundup. And it's way quicker than actually weeding by hand. So it's kind of somewhere in between. But if it actually works, this could be a really good solution. Should we go burn the edge of a grassy area? Like we go over and do that round area for a minute?
Okay.
See what happens?
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I can see this starting a bushfire. Wow. Well, I don't know. The jury's out on this, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on this fire again. So what they're doing is they've mowed big breaks again, and now they're wetting down the break to try to stop the fire from jumping. Oh, it's so good. Not to get distracted. Here's my other variety. It's a bit deeper purple than the other one. I think one of the names of it had a blue in the name or something. But what I'm supposed to be doing is turning the pump on. Now I'm turning this pump on. Mimo! I don't know if I should be nervous or not. You know, it feels a little bit depressing. I had the garden, like the field garden, so nice. Like, it looked amazing all winter. I was so proud of it. And it is really good. Like, I've kept on top of the weeds. Most of it's really good still, but look at it now. Oh my gosh. I'm regretting those grass pathways right now. They're so bad. Oh, they're blowing things up. Right, but going back to the house, I'm going to grab the drone. The view coming to the house though. Imagine once I've got this big garden bed here and the purple flowers and the yellow Banksia rose. Oh, it's going to look so good. I just got to wait for this mulberry tree to get its leaves. But it's looking so pretty. And my beautiful new torched patio. It's looking good. To do this burn off, the boys have got hoses. Moroni has one, but he's just starting up the fires at the moment. So they'll get the fires going and then they'll walk around behind them, wetting down the area that's been burnt to cool it off and make sure it doesn't reignite, but also keeping those breaks that have been mowed moist so that the fire doesn't sort of jump onto those and move into other areas that we're not focusing on. And it's all so that it can be a very controlled burn. It moves very slowly. This whole thing took us about 2 or 3 hours, and we're just doing it very carefully because, as you know, last time we had to call the fire brigade. That section's done. I think they're preparing for the next section, which I think is this bit up to the fence here. And I think we've decided we're just going to let it burn up to the fence to clean it all up, because we're pulling the fence out anyway. It's a tiny bit oily. It's weird. Anyway, this is really nice. Go see what they're doing. Aha! Look who I've found. The biggest hare. Little bugger, look at it. Eating my plants. Okay, they've got the pump on. I'd say they're wetting the fire breaks again. Or is he priming the pump actually? You can hear the pumps struggling a bit. You know what I think I'm going to do? Considering these fences on this garden aren't working anymore anyway, they worked really well for a season, but they're just old. The rabbits and wallabies are all pushing through, as you've seen. I think I'm going to just take them all down, and it'll mean everything's exposed for a little bit, but psychologically that's going to force me to get these fences done. And because I'm direct sowing a lot of plants, or they're going to be small, I'll have about 6 weeks where I can cover everything with net. I'm just going to keep these nets and I'll just have to cover everything individually, which is going to be a massive pain in the butt. It's not going to look pretty, but I feel like this flower field flower veggie field, we need to come up with a name of it for it, it's going to look worse than it's going to get better. The other thing is I've held off on planting everything out. Our season's going to be a lot shorter this season. Firstly, because I've been so burnt out. If you've been following along, I've had to manage what I want to do with what I should be doing, what I can do. So that's the first thing. And I wasn't quite ready to get into having to water constantly. Like, that was just something that I wasn't looking forward to that. We need to be a little bit careful of snakes because they live in the banks around the dam. And one's just popped out to have a look at what the heck's going on. So sometimes when you burn off, obviously if there's wildlife, it all runs out. And we don't want to be having snakes run towards us because they'll be freaking out. But yes, I've just confirmed it's this section and it just goes up the back a little bit. They're just wetting it all down now. And when I say we, I obviously mean them. Just imagine this, in a few years we'll have the yellow Banksia rose and then we'll come out through it and there'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4 lilacs. I feel like I need a 5th one over here. I feel like it's always weird having even numbers. I need odd numbers with decorative plants. As I mentioned earlier, bushfires are a really big threat in Australia, so we burn off to try to reduce the fuel that can burn if a bushfire breaks out, and the grass fires move really fast, so this will help slow down fires if they come near our property. Before we do these burn-offs, we do have to register the burn, so there's a number that we can call and we let them know our address and our phone number and our details and how big the burn is going to be, how long we'll burn for, and it's just logged on a system so that everybody in the area can see that that's what we're doing and nobody freaks out that something's on fire. And it's also, if somebody does ring in the fire, that the fire brigade already know that they don't need to come out to this fire unless we call them for help. As you can see, we live in a valley surrounded by hills, and everybody in this area is very conscious of bushfires, and we all try to do our little bit to try to keep everybody safe for the bushfire season. And our burn off will help keep the grass fires from racing across our paddocks, which is what I've already mentioned, and of course that helps others too.